Here we are going to talk about SAP MM course content. So when we look into the market requirement, okay, so we have maximum requirement on SAP MM comparatively. Okay, so we have couple of SAP modules like SAP sales and distribution. We have SAP production planning. We have SAP warehouse management, quality management, SAP finance controlling. Okay. So when we look into the market requirement, market demand, okay, so we need to pick it up something where we can get the opportunities very quickly. It should not end up like this. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅನದರ್ 4-5 months to get the right opportunity, then that is the wrong selection. Okay. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪಿಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೋರ್ಸು ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಯು ಪಿಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವೇರ್ ದೆನ್ ಯು ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. You are not getting any interview calls. You are not finding in the websites. You are not finding in the job portal. Okay. And it is absolutely wasted. So when we look into SAP MM, what we have, practically, we have maximum requirement from 4 major segment. One is your manufacturing segment. You take every vertical like a pharma manufacturing, steel manufacturing, food related manufacturing, chemical related manufacturing, beverages related like your Coca-Cola manufacturing or beer manufacturing, alcohol manufacturing. Okay. So we have practically we can able to see a regular requirement. Okay. Then second segment, which is your e-commerce segment. So when you look into e-commerce segment, we have Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Snapdeal, Meesho. So most of e-commerce companies who are implemented SAP, and we can able to find the regular requirement from e-commerce segment. And the third one, which is your retail segment, when you look into uh, Tata Group, we have, so Reliance Group, we have. Okay, we have Future Group. In the Tata Group, we have a Star Bazaar, Tanishq, Titan, many things. In the Reliance Group, we have a Reliance Mart, Reliance Fresh, Reliance Digital, Geo. In the Future Group, we have a Big Bazaar, Brand Factory. Okay, we have a D-Mart, Walmart, Metro Cash and Carry. So most of them being implemented SAP. You can find the requirement from retail segment. And the last one, that is your IT companies. So when you look into IT companies, the most of reputed organizations, most of reputed companies, you take a Wipro, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, Tata Consultancy, Accenture, IBM, okay, HCL. Most of them works with multiple client, multiple projects. So that's the reason when you look every week, so you can find every week there is some new requirement because these companies who works with multiple client, multiple projects. Okay. So on SAP MM, which will help you to get the opportunities very quickly and how they will hire you. That is the one important thing. They will only able to hire you based on your technical skill set. Okay. So how do we develop the technical skills? We have a technical assignments from the day one. Okay. So technical assignment ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ which will develop skill set, and that is what exactly required in your interview process. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ IT ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇ-ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಓಕೆ ರಿಟೇಲ್ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳೋದೇನೆಂದ್ರೆ technical skill set. Okay. So from the day one, what we have the technical assignments, okay, that will by default, it will make you absolutely ready enough to handle. Okay. So real time scenario ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ whenever any company you join, right, so they will give you some basic stuff. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಇಂಟರ್ಫೇಸಸ್ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಇದು ನಿಮ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ 90% depends on whether you have the skill set or not. If you are technically skilled, you will work with any kind of organization without any difficulty. You could handle any kind of a projects also. Okay. So now let's talk about SAP MM area. So MM is nothing but the purchasing. Okay. When you look into supply chain process, ಈಗ supply chain ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಜನರಲಿ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್, we buy the SAP MM, we buy raw material from the supplier, then we move into the production will produce the final end product, then it will move to the inventory warehouse, then the sales area will come into the picture. They will take out the material and they sell the material to a customer and bring the revenue to a company. So this is your entire supply chain area. So supply chain ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ purchasing. So purchasing is nothing but SAP MM. We call it as a material management area. Okay. So here quickly we're going to understand what exactly we have in the content. So initially we're going to understand about introductory part of SAP. So what exactly the SAP software do we have? In which version we are learning? What is the extended version? What is the latest versions we have in the current market? So we are learning on R3, that is R for real time, 3 for 3 tier 3 layer. We call it as a presentation layer, application layer and database layer. So the version we are using ECC 6.0, ECC, that is ERP Central Components 6.0, and EHP 7.5, that is an enhancement package, EHP enhancement package we have 7.5. And then we have extended SAP system, that is S for HANA, which is started with 1909. So first thing, you have to get technically expertise on ECC. Then we are also giving you clarity on HANA domain. Okay, so HANA ECC ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ when you come across with the interview, they will definitely ask you. Okay, for that reason, you are also having a clarity. First, you will be getting expertise on ECC R3 system. Then you are also having a clarity about the HANA domain and how it is started from 1972. There was a system called an R1, R2, and R3. R3 is one of the most popular system in the world. We still have many industries are into R3, not migrated to HANA domain. Okay. After that, we had my SAP ERP, Business Suite 7, then S4HANA. So S4HANA, which is started in the market now. So that is the reason we need to have a clarity of the HANA also. And very most important, what we are actually going to learn about business procurement area, and we call it as a multi-level of procurement. So multi-level of procurement andre, we come across with a standard procurement, service procurement, special procurement type, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ consignment procurement ಅಂತಿದೆ, pipeline procurement ಅಂತಿದೆ, third party procurement we have, subcontracting procurement we have, and all these procurement are 99% applicable to every kind of industry. Okay, so we need to have crystal clear idea. We must have the depth knowledge on every procurement process. Okay, and then we have SAP MM enterprise structure. So SAP MM enterprise structure, which is a global implementation process hierarchy. So we're gonna have organizational structure, concept, and clarity. Okay, so in the picture you could able to see organizational structure. You can see a client, company code, purchasing area, plant, storage area. Okay, so here we're gonna have clear idea about an ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಂಪ್ನಿನಲ್ಲಿ SAP ಏನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಹೌ SAP ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಓಕೆ, So we need to have a clarity on those part. Okay. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಯಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಎನಿ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅವೇರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಜಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟು SAP MM. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅದರ್ SAP ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನಾವು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಲಾಜಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಟು ಎಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ ಇದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. And then coming to your master data. So under master data, there are 4 major master data we have. That is material master, vendor master, source list, and info record. So master data, what exactly we are going to understand, how to maintain, how to create the master data, how to change the master data, how to display the master data, what are the important parameters do we have for the master data area. One example kotre, assuming a material master. So how to create a material master, how to change, how to display, what are the parameter do we have? Like every material having a base unit measurement, there is a gross weight and net weight, there is a material group, there is a material price, there is a material valuation, there is a material requirement planning area. So these are all the parameters we need to have a clarity. And similarly, a vendor master is nothing but a supplier. The supplier who supply the material to a company, we call them as a vendor master. And the source list, which is a vendor selection process, we call it as a source list. So we select a new supplier for our material and we try them over the period of time. Then we continue them as a regular supplier based on their performance. And then we have an info record. So info record is a supporting document which contains every single information before you start your purchasing activity. That means info record ಅಲ್ಲಿ material information ಇರುತ್ತೆ, supplier information ಇರುತ್ತೆ, material quantity, material price, your proposal quotation references, tax related information, okay, payment reminder information. So every information available with your info record, and with the help of info record we can pull it up to standard procurement cycle, or we can say procure to pay cycle. Procure to pay process, we call it as P2P. So here we have a purchase requisition, there is a purchase order, there is a goods receipt, there is a vendor payment. Okay. So here, assuming we are using a reference of info record, a supporting document, with reference of that we are executing purchase requisition, then there is a purchase order, then there is a goods receipt, receiving material from the supplier, and there is a vendor payment. If we requested for quotation proposal, once we receive from them, then also we can able to release the order, receive the payment, make the payment, receive the material, then make the payment. There is something called invoice verification. If supplier having any payment related issues will be verified by SAP Finance. Okay. Then we have a couple of document types. Purchase requisition, purchase order, service order, quotation, agreement, contract. So all these document types practically we are going to work. Okay, we have a practical execution on that, and every documentation having a certain number references. So ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ತರ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ SAP ನಲ್ಲಿ. Okay. Then coming to external service management, that is service procurement. So service procurement ಅಂದ್ರೆ you can take any general services. You take electrical services, machinery maintenance, okay, IT services, laptop service, printer services. All the service related we maintain under external service management. We also call it as service procurement. So we have the process flow. So process flow ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, along with the transaction area. ಈಗ we execute the service master from the transaction AC03, service requisition from the transaction ME51N, service order from the transaction ME21N, service entry sheet from the transaction ML81N, and service invoice from MIRO. We can pronounce Miro or Miro. Okay. So every procurement has a process flow. Okay. So this service procurement are definitely applicable to all kind of industry. So service related ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ರಿಟೇಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇ-ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, everywhere it is definitely applicable. And then coming to your inventory management. So inventory management, which is a part of logistic warehouse activity. So majorly goods receipt, goods issue, transfer posting. So goods receipt is nothing but how do we receive the material from the supplier? What is the procedure? What are the steps we follow? So ಅದನ್ನ goods receipt ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Then goods issue, how we take out the material from the inventory, what are the steps we follow, what are the transactions we have. And transfer postings, like a transferring material from one plant to another plant, one storage location to another storage location, like a warehouse to warehouse. So that we comes under transfer posting area. And then we have physical inventory process. The physical inventory ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ತನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, some of the employee try to steal material from the warehouses, or some of the employee try to sell certain material without any bill or document. So now it is difficult to track the missing material. Okay, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಏನಿವೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ. For that reason we have a physical inventory process. So ಮೊದಲು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we list out all the material which are there in the warehouse, that is under physical inventory document. Then physical inventory counting process. ಮೊದಲು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು we have to organize a team member warehouse ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they have to count the material physically one by one. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ physical counting ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay. So after physical counting we have to monitor all the differences. So differences ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇನ್ವೆಂಟರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ 100 ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, 95. So 5 material is missing. Like that we have to take out all the inventory differences. Okay. Then we have to post it final. So only number of material which are missing, no? So somebody is responsible. So who is responsible? Warehouse manager. So they have to give the valid reason. So material miss ಆಗಿರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ. Okay. Then we have special procurement types. So majorly there are 4 special procurement type we have, like consignment procurement, subcontracting, pipeline, and third party. So all these procurements are very most important procurement area, and every procurement has a process flow. Okay, ಪ್ರತಿ procurement ಏನಂತ ಇದೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು process flow ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So that we must follow. ಅಂದ್ರೆ process flow along with the transaction ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ then you can easily handle in a real time scenario. Okay. Then we have material requirement planning, MRP. So material requirement planning generally refers production side, but the SAP MM only we have something called reorder point planning. So how to set up a reorder level, how to set up maximum stock level, and safety stock area. So adu ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Then here we have some of the things like a split valuation area, pricing procedure area. So this is your implementation project related topics we have. Like we have a split valuation. Split valuation ಅಂದ್ರೆ internal external concept. ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ರಿಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ that is the internal procurement, because both are in the same group company. Okay. So that concept we have. So this is an implementation project related. So pricing procedure also we have a implementation project related. So implementation project related andre we are going to have design, configuration, implementation, and testing. Okay. So pricing andre in a real time what happens, some of the employee try to manipulate the value. ಈಗ material price ಇದೆ, supplier price ಇದೆ, delivery prices ಇದೆ, discount prices ಇದೆ. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ manipulation ಆಗೋ chances ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So what we do is we predefine all the pricing centrally so that prices ಯಾರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗದೆ ಇರೋ ತರ. So that under pricing area. Then we are also having a clarity about implementation process methodology. We call it as a SAP methodology, accelerated SAP. So what are the stages of implementation? First stage ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಡು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ, ರೋಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ? ಸೊ ಟೀಮ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟಿಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೂಲ್ ಡು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ in the current market? So ticketing tool andre we have a remedy, we have a Redix, we have a solution manager, we have a Citrix. So there are many ticketing tools we have in the market. So this all information ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they will definitely ask you in the interview. Okay, so you must aware all these information are required. And then here additionally we are covering implementation project related and resume done by us, like resume ನಲ್ಲಿ we are only highlighting all the technical skill sets so that anybody can easily recognize the profile. Okay. And you are also going to act exactly according to the resume only. Okay. And there is an online mock test and interview preparation. So it at the very last moment you will be having an additional assignment. So I told you already, from the day one you are having an assignment here. Okay. So ಒಂದು ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, any requirement required a technical skill set by default. So you will only able to develop technical, you will become a technical expertise through your day-to-day practice. Okay. So ಅದು mandatory ಇದೆ. Okay. Then assuming say next 40 years, okay, ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಬಿಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ರೋಲ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈಲ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ it will 100% help you to grab the opportunities very quickly without any difficulty.